All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Haley. We are ready for our second round of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Haley, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where's your hometown from, and what are you matching into next year?
Yeah, so I'm Haley Taylor. I am from Melbourne, Arkansas, and I matched in pediatrics. I'm going to be staying at UAMS for that program.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so we've got both of our contestants will be staying in Little Rock for their residency. So we'll be seeing them around for a couple of years at least after this. All right.
Yeah,
So you're familiar with this game, right?
Oh, yeah, I've watched this growing up, but haven't played anything recently, but
Okay.
familiar with how it works.
All right. So just as a reminder for the audience, we have 3 lifelines here. We have a 50-50 where we eliminate 2 of the wrong answer choices. We have a jump the question, which you can use right up until the very last question, obviously. And then we have a phone a friend. So you can use each of those once during our game, okay?
Got it.
So let's go. So let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Let's play.
All right, let's get started. So for your first question, $100. This brainstem nucleus helps your eyes abduct. Is it A, the abducens, B, the trochlear, C, the ocular motor, or D, the facial?
So abduct, so that's abducting out. So that's going to be the abducens.
All right. Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Okay.
Yes.
And that is correct.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at $100. So let's move on to our $200 question. What are you set to do to a habit when you break it? Is it A, throw it, B, kick it, C, punch it, or D, eat it?
I think you kick a habit. Kick in a habit? Yep. I'll go with kick it.
So B, is that your final answer?
Kick it. B is my final answer.
All right. So for $200, that is correct.
Wow.
All right. Great job. All right. So you're at $200. So your $300 question is coming right up. A lesion of this cryptic nucleus leads to a loss of the motor limb of the gag reflex. Is it A, the motor nucleus of 5, B, the Edinger-Westphal nucleus, C, the nucleus ambiguus, or D, the inferior salivatory nucleus?
I think I like the wording up there, cryptic. I think that helps me a little bit. So I will go with the nucleus ambiguous.
All right. So
that's
C.
My final answer.
All right. So that's your final answer. So for $300, nucleus ambiguous, is that correct? Yes, it is. All right.
Woo!
So we're at 300. You're doing great. Let's go to our $500 question now. Where do you proverbially wear your heart if you show your true feelings? A, on your collar, B, on your cuff, C, on your lapel, or D, on your sleeve?
I believe I will wear my heart on my sleeve. Answer D, final answer.
Okay. So for 500. And that's correct.
Woo!
All right.
This is the most money I've made in 10 minutes, ever.
Unfortunately, it's all imaginary. I don't have that kind of money.
Dang it.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. All right.
Okay.
For 1,000, here's your question. This nucleus controls proprioception of muscles of mastication. So A, superior salivatory nucleus, B, the facial motor nucleus, C, the mesencephalic nucleus of 5, or D, the spinal nucleus of 5?
So I don't have a time limit, right?
Yep, you still have all of your lifelines.
Okay. So I know it is 5. So the spinal nucleus is for kind of like the spinothalamic tract, so pain and temperature. So I think I will go with C, the mesencephalic nucleus of 5.
Okay. Final answer?
Final answer.
All right. So for 1,000, C, and that's correct.
Woo!
All right, great job. Let's take a short break, and we'll come right back, and we'll start tackling your $2,000 question. All right?
Sounds good. This gets me amped up.
All right, so we're at $2,000, or we're going to be starting your $2,000 question. So Haley, I heard that you have a twin. Is that correct?
That is correct. I have a twin sister. We are identical. Her name is Hannah. I am 2 minutes older than her, but she tends to be the more bossy twin, so everybody thinks that she is older than me. But growing up, we did everything together, shared a car until we were 22. We shared a room till we were 22. So all the above, kind of a good twinship.
All right. So you went to college together too?
Went to college together, and then I went to medical school, and she took off to Dallas to work for a financial consulting firm. So that's where we made our big split.
Okay.
After college.
All right. So now there's a easier way to tell you two apart.
Yep, there's an easier way.
All right.
We're in different locations now, so that helps.
All right. Well, let's get going. So we're at 2,000 right now, or you've got 1,000 in the bank already. So we'll be starting at 2,000. You still haven't used any of your lifelines yet, so they're still available for you, okay?
Okay.
So let's get started. So for $2,000, in the 1994 animated film The Lion King, that film featured this actor's voice as adult Simba. Is it A, James Earl Jones, B, Matthew Broderick, C, Donald Glover, or D, Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Shoot, the 1994 one. So I know James Earl Jones is Mufasa, so that's not it. Donald Glover, I believe, is the new Simba. So, but I don't know between B or D on the other side. Let's go with phone a friend on this one.
All right. So who are you going to be calling?
I'm going to be calling my husband, Ryan. He's very good at trivia, and I hope that he will know this one.
All right. So once you call him, you'll have 30 seconds to tell him your question.
Okay.
And then to get his help, okay?
Okay.
So once you get him on the phone, and you're ready to ask him the question, we'll start our 30-second timer, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and give him a call.
All right. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, what's up?
Are you busy?
No.
Okay. I'm playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and this is for $2,000, I believe. So you need to help me with this.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
So let's start the timer.
Okay, time starting. The 1994 animated film The Lion King featured this actor's voice as adult Simba. So 1994 adult Simba. James Earl Jones, Donald Glover, Matthew Broderick, or Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And I know it's not James Earl Jones, and I don't think it's Donald Glover. So either Matthew Broderick or Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
It's got to be Matthew Broderick. Jonathan Taylor Thomas was like super young, so he was probably playing like young.
Okay, so Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right. Well, that's it. So what do you think?
Okay, so since I think he agreed with me that it wasn't A or C, and I'm just thinking on B, so I think we're going to go Matthew Broderick.
All right. Final answer?
Final answer.
So for 2,000. All right, that is correct. So he knows his trivia.
Oh yeah, I'll have to give him some cash when he gets back.
All right, well, let's keep moving. So this is your $4,000 question coming up.
Awesome.
A patient develops gradual anesthesia of the face and scalp complete weakness of the muscles of facial expression, and sensorineural hearing loss, all on the same side. Strength and sensation of the body is normal. Which site likely accounts for these findings?
Okay, so it is all on the same side, no body changes, so I don't think it's anywhere in the brainstem. So that kind of knocks out B, C, and D. So I'll go with A.
Final answer, cerebellopontine angle?
Cerebellopontine angle, A is my final answer.
All right, for 4,000. And that is correct.
Woohoo!
Okay, so you're on a roll. Let's go. So you have 4,000 in the bank. Let's go and see what the next question is for you. This is for 8,000 now.
Big money.
A patient has a lesion of the neurons in the solitary nucleus, nucleus ambiguous, and the spinal nucleus of 5. Which site likely accounts for these findings? A, the caudal pons, B, the lateral medulla, C, the medial medulla, or D, the midbrain. Now remember, you still have 2 of your lifelines available too, including your jump-a question.
So I know it's the medulla. So that kind of narrows us down to B and C. And because a lot of these are sensory, I know a lot of sensory changes happen in the lateral aspect of the brainstem. So I will go with the lateral medulla B as final answer.
Okay, so for 8,000, lateral medulla as your final answer. And that's correct. All right.
I hear the claps before I see that it was right, so it's a good sign.
All right, well, let's go on to our next question. This is for 16,000 now. 16,000. Which of these is a style of beer? Is it A, Riesling, B, Pinot Noir, C, Stout, or D, Bourbon?
I'm not a fan of this type of beer, but I will go with Stout. C. Final answer.
All right. So for 16,000, Stout. Is that correct? Yes, it is.
Yay!
Okay. So you have 16,000 in the bank. Your next question is now for 25,000, and you still have 2 of your lifelines. So let's see what this question looks like. So a patient develops anesthesia of the face and scalp, weakness of chewing, and limb weakness contralateral to the facial signs. Which site likely accounts for these findings?
Okay. Anesthesia of the face and scalp. Weakness of chewing. Chewing is going to be in the medulla. Limb weakness contralateral to the facial signs. Limb weakness, believe, would be medial. That's not on there. Oh, we also have these two. So it wouldn't be trigeminal ganglion because we have limb weakness and that's not involved. Rostral, midbrain, caudal pons. Let's go with a 50-50 on this one.
All right. So you're 50-50. Let's see if this helps us. All right. So we're down to trigeminal ganglion or the caudal pons.
I'm glad I took it. Shoot. Weakness of chewing would also be trigeminal. Would be 5. I guess 5 is in the pons. Not swallowing, that's not it. Yes, okay. Let's go with caudal pons.
All right.
D.
Final answer, right?
Right.
All right. So for 25,000, is it D, caudal ponds? And that's correct.
Yay! I almost confused myself there for a minute.
Yeah, don't forget all those facial or all those trigeminal nerve nuclei. They do a lot of
5
different
in the
things.
pons.
So.
Yeah, I was thinking of swallowing. I think I read it and was thinking like swallowing. I was thinking that's like nucleus ambiguous, but I almost confused myself. So glad we took the 50-50 on that one.
Yeah, that one helped you out a lot. All right, so let's take a short break and then we'll come back. And when we do, we'll have our $50,000 question, okay?
Woo, okay.
All right, so we are at the $50,000 question with Haley. But before we get started with that, Haley, I heard that you like wake surfing.
Yeah, so that's kind of been our family's big hobby, is kind of being out on the water, on the lakes around Arkansas. And we started getting into wake surfing probably back in, I don't know, 2002, 2004. And then kind of have continued on since then. So it's a kind of a family sport that we all get to go out and enjoy time together on the water and get to wake surf and chill. And it hurts to fall less than it does if you're wakeboarding. So as you get older, it definitely is the more relaxed water sport to do. So we have a good time.
And how old were you when you started wake surfing?
Yeah, so I was probably, let's see, probably 8 or so, 8 or 9 when it kind of first started becoming a thing. So yeah, got out there and have done it ever since, every summer.
All right. Well, sounds awesome. So let's get going. And if we win the imaginary dollars, you can spend it on whatever wake surfing stuff you need.
There you go.
All right. So let's get going. So you're at $50,000 and you have one more lifeline, the jump the question. And you can
that's a good one.
Yeah, for any of these except for the $1 million question, okay?
Noted. Okay.
All right. So here's your $50,000 question. A patient presents with right-sided limb weakness and an inability to open her left eye. Cranial nerve testing shows a dilated pupil, full ptosis, and external deviation of the left eye. What is the most likely site of the patient's lesion in the brainstem? So we have A, lateral medulla, B, caudal pons, C, the rostral midbrain, or D, the medial medulla.
Okay. So we have limb weakness. So that's motor, so that's medial. So it's going to be something medial. Inability to open her left eye. We have a dilated pupil, full ptosis, and external deviation of the left eye. So we've lost oculomotor nerve function. Okay. So that is in the midbrain. So let's go with, right? I think I'm thinking right. Rostral midbrain.
Right. Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. For 50,000, is it the rostral midbrain?
Yeah.
It is. Okay. So you're at 50,000.
Big money.
Yes. So let's go to your $100,000 question.
Dude.
So for $100,000, a patient has hoarseness and difficulty swallowing, loss of pain and temperature sensations from the body contralateral to the lesion, and from the face ipsilateral to the lesion, and Horner syndrome. A single lesion that accounts for the symptoms is in A, the medial medulla, B, the lateral medulla, C, the caudal pons, or D, the rostral pons.
Perfect. So we have spinothalamic tract, we've got spinal tract of 5. And you don't pick a horse that can't swallow, so that is the lateral medulla. That's B. Final answer.
That's your final answer. All right. So for 100,000, lateral medulla. Is that correct? And it is.
Yeah.
All right. So we are 3 questions away from victory here.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Okay, so now we're at
So
200.
I can either skip this question or the next one, correct?
I'm sorry?
I can skip this question or the next one. I don't skip the final one.
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
So for 250,000, a patient presents with sudden right-sided body weakness and double vision. Exam shows an abduction deficit of the left eye with left-sided facial weakness. What is the most likely site of the patient's lesion? And so we have A, medial pons, B, lateral pons, C, the rostral midbrain, or D, the caudal midbrain.
Okay. So we've got weakness. So again, that is motor, so it's going to be medial. And we have loss of abduction, so that's abducens. Cranial nerve 6 is in the pons, correct? I think. Should I skip this one? No, I think let's go with medial pons. A.
All right. Final answer. Okay. So for 250, medial pons.
Woo-hoo!
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're 2 away from ultimate victory here. So here's your $500,000 question. You still have your jump the question lifeline, which you
Saving it for this moment, maybe.
All right. A patient has a loss of vibratory sense from the left side of the body and spastic hemiparesis on the left, and the tongue deviates towards the right on protrusion. What blood vessel may have been involved in a stroke? Is it A, the posterior inferior cerebellar artery, B, the anterior spinal artery, C, the basilar artery, or D, the paramedian branches of the basilar artery?
Well, I've always been terrible at vascular structures and where they go. So let's go ahead and skip this question.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump. And the answer for this one is the anterior spinal artery. This is a medial medullary syndrome. We have that loss of vibration sensation, and then that weakness on the same side with that hypoglossal lesion. All right? Okay, one more question, okay?
All right.
$1 million.
This is a big one.
It is a big one. Along with Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, and Drake, this artist shares the record for the most top 10 Billboard singles from one album. A, Madonna, B, Katy Perry, C, Janet Jackson, or D, Lionel Richie?
Oh man, what a hard question.
You can always walk too.
I can do what?
You can always have the option of walking too.
Oh, that's right. From one album.
From one album.
I don't know. Katy Perry had a lot of singles on, I don't know if they were on the same album or if that was on one album. But I'm a big Katy Perry fan. We're here. I can win $1 million, so I think I'm just going to go for it and say Katy Perry.
All right. Final answer?
Let's hope. Yep.
All
Katy
right.
Perry, final answer.
The answer is no.
Oh! Dang it.
So the correct answer, actually Janet Jackson.
Oh,
They all
man.
had 7 #1 hits from a single album. The other choices here actually had 6 when we did our research.
Gotcha. Darn it. That was a tricky one.
It was, but you did such a great job. You got up to the $500,000 question.
Yeah.
You did
I
great.
was going for it all, so I had to go for it. That's all right.
You did great. So, well, thank you very much for being our contestant today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Great, and we will definitely see you around during your residency. Okay.
Yeah, you bet. Sounds
All right.
good.
Best wishes. Okay.
All right. Good luck, guys. Thank you.